aspiring anti-racists? What's going on? I'm so glad that you're here. I haven't been live in a very, very, very long time. So thank you for joining me live, or if you're on the replay, what's up? Thank you for watching the replay. But I have some things I just wanted to share with you real quick today. I don't normally go live much anymore, and I certainly don't go live on the weekend because I got a life. I got things to do. I'm a mom, got 3 kids, got stuff going on. So anyhow, but I wanted to share a few important things with you today, and also hopefully give you a little nudge to just get motivated and get active, okay? Because this is not really a time right now to be passive. We need people who are actively working towards creating positive systemic change, okay? Sound good? Okay, I ain't gonna hold you long. So for those who may not know me, first of all, I am live right now on 3 different devices. I am live on TikTok, on one phone, I'm live on Instagram, on another phone, and I'm live on Facebook on my iPad. So got a lot going on, all right? But for those who may not know me, my name is Ashani Mfuko. Ashani Mfuko. Ashani Mfuko. That's how you pronounce my name. It's not Ashani. It's not Ashanti. It's not whatever you thought it was. It's Ashani Mfuko. Okay? We good? Fantastic. Okay. So anyway, I am an anti-racism educator, an anti-racist lifestyle coach, and also the host of the Anti-Racism School is in Session podcast. And you may have seen me on the Dr. Phil show last year talking about reparations for African Americans. You may have seen me on Spectrum News, or you may have seen me just a couple weeks ago in USA Today, the newspaper. They have a special edition issue that they publish once a year. It's called Race in America. And they feature lots of different people who are, actively working to create more equity and equality and unity and liberation here in America. And so I am featured in the Race in America issue of USA Today. It's a special edition that only comes out once a year. So it's kind of a big deal, But speaking of which, I can't even get a copy of the newspaper. They sold out, and I can't even buy it anywhere. And it's not online or anything. So I'm kind of sad about that. So if you have USA Today, the Race in America special edition issue, can you hit me up? Can you let me know? I would love to get a hard copy of the newspaper that I'm featured in, and I can't even get a copy, but it's all good. That's not what I came here to talk to you about today, okay? So here's the deal. Change is coming, okay? So I just want to give you a heads up, give you a warning, let you know change is coming, okay? So where do I begin? Basically, so I've been an anti-racism educator for about 4.5 years now, ever since George Floyd was murdered, right, back in 2020. And I feel like for the past couple of years, I have been wanting to kind of forge ahead and take things to another level, to kind of like elevate what I'm doing, to expand what I'm doing. I actually launched a leadership academy in 2022 called Who Owns Your Voice? And I feel like over the past couple of years, I've been really holding myself back. And I'll tell you why I've been holding myself back, okay? Because this is what a lot of Black women do, unfortunately. This is what a lot of Black women do. We are constantly looking out for other people and looking out to help other people instead of focusing on what we need to do for ourselves. I know, it's not cute. It's not cute. And if you're somebody that does that too, whether you're a Black woman or you're not a Black woman, stop doing that. Stop doing that. Do what you need to do for yourself. And here's what I say. Y'all can either keep up or you can catch up. Because I can't do that anymore. I can't do that anymore. I have a vision for what God wants to do through my platform and through the work that I do and all of this through my business. And I can no longer continue to hold myself back because I'm trying to help so many people. Like, I just want to help as many people as possible. And I just want to reach as many people as possible. And the truth of the matter is, not everybody wants to go. Not everybody wants to be reached. Not everybody wants to be helped. Not everybody wants to take action, right? Because once you invest in anti-racism education, you have to take action on what you learned. You have to apply what you have learned. You can't just hoard and consume information and then be like, oh, that's good for me to know. I'm glad I know that. I'm glad I learned that. Okay, well, what are you doing with the information? What's your next step, right? You don't just get it and then do nothing. It's like if you go to college, you get a college degree. What do you do after you graduate? You get a job, right? You get a job. Maybe you start your own business. You do something. You don't just say, oh, I got this degree. Now I'm just going to sit at home for the rest of my life and do nothing. Like, that's not how it works. So when you are getting anti-racism education, whether you are someone who's just getting it for free on social media or you have invested in it, you have to take that next step, which is applying what you learn, putting what you learn into action. And that's where a lot of people get confused and get stuck, okay? So for me, I'll just share a little bit of my vision so that y'all can understand as you start to see things on my social media platforms start to shift and start to change, you'll understand why you see this change happening starting next month in September, okay? First and foremost, my goal is to create more anti-racist leaders, not to gain more followers. I could care less about how many followers I have. You don't see me doing no ads. You have never seen an ad with my face on it. I'm not interested in gaining more followers. I am interested in creating more anti-racist leaders. And anti-racist leaders are not necessarily people like me, like anti-racism educators and content creators and influencers or activists. No. Anybody can be a leader, anywhere, anytime. So I want people who have a desire and a commitment to leading right where you are. Wherever that is, whatever industry you work in, whatever community you live in, whatever sort of influence you have right where you are, I want to help you to become an anti-racist leader right there. Maybe it's in your family. Maybe that's where you lead. It doesn't matter. And you don't have to have the title of leader. You don't have to have a leadership title in order to be a leader either. It's really about your attitude and your approach and your behaviors and your actions, right? So anti-racist leaders live by anti-racist values. They lead by anti-racist principles. And they act with anti-racist practices, right? They engage in anti-racist practices every day, all right? That's what being an anti-racist leader is all about. The values that you live by, the principles that you operate with, and then the practices, okay? And that's my focus, creating more anti-racist leaders, not gaining more followers on social media. I'm not concerned about that. I'm not concerned about that because the truth of the matter is if you want to keep it really real, you want to keep it real for a second, y'all? Most of the people on social media, they just want to consume. They just want to consume. They don't want to do anything with what they're learning and what they're seeing. They just want to consume. They love to benefit from the free labor of Black women every day. What? They love that. They love benefiting from the free labor of Black women. That's like their favorite thing to do. What? They come back every day. Is there a new video? Is there some new content that I can consume for free? And they never take that next step and invest into education. Okay? That's what most people are doing on social media. So that's not what I'm interested in. I'm not interested in that. I'm actually trying to weed out those people, to be honest. I'm really trying to weed those people out. The people who only want to benefit from my free labor every day, I'm trying to weed them out. That's not what we're doing over here. I'm trying to create more anti-racist leaders. And leaders invest in their education. They invest in leadership training. They invest in their development. They do. They don't just look for free stuff that they can extract from, right? So I'll throw this out there right now. I'm starting a 5-day challenge on Monday. You've been hearing me talk about it in all of my videos lately. It's called the 5-Day Anti-Racist Conversations Confidence Challenge, and this is the politics edition. I did another version of this challenge a couple years ago, teaching people how to talk about race and racism with more confidence and with more compassion. Now this year, we're doing the politics edition. So I'm going to teach you how to talk about politics with people who have different views than you do. And do it in a way that you can be more effective, that you can have healthy conversations, not harmful conversations, and do it with more grace and grit, okay? Because we need to be talking about these things. You need to be having these conversations, but you shouldn't be causing harm to people while you're doing it. And you shouldn't be engaging in anti-Blackness while you're talking about politics. And you shouldn't be engaging in misogynoir while you're talking about politics. They don't have to go together. Only if you want them to, but they shouldn't, right? You should be able to talk about politics, talk about what you believe, what your values are, what issues are important to you, what policies are important to you, which candidates you support and which ones you don't support, and why, based on their actions, based on their behavior, based on their policies, without engaging in anti-Blackness or without insulting somebody and calling people names and doing all that kind of stuff. Not a good look, right? But again, where did you learn how to do that? Where did you go to learn about how to talk about race and racism effectively? Nowhere, exactly. Where did you go to learn how to talk about politics in a healthy way, not a harmful way? Nowhere, exactly, right? So I'm here to help you become a better leader. And leaders know how to communicate effectively with all different types of people, with all different types of beliefs and values and backgrounds and race, ethnicity, gender, whatever. You have to become better at communication. And here's what I've been learning from your responses and reactions to my videos, okay? Especially because for the most part, my comments are off on most of my social media. There are 2 platforms right now where my comments are on with some restrictions. So if you follow me on those, then you know you can comment over there. But my largest platforms, the comments are off, right? That just helps me to stay focused on my purpose and my goal and what I'm trying to accomplish, which is creating more anti-racist leaders, not gaining more followers. The comments can become a distraction. And then people, you know, it's a black woman talking about racism, so you already know how that goes. So anyway, one thing that I have learned though, because just because you can't comment doesn't mean that you can't share. So many of you share my videos. And what I have discovered is that you all really want to learn how to communicate better as it relates to racism, as it relates to white supremacy culture, as it relates to politics, as it relates to all of these difficult and uncomfortable conversations that are necessary right now if we want to create positive systemic change. You want help with how to have these conversations. You know how I know? I pay attention to which one of my videos goes viral, right? Which ones get the most shares and the most views and so on and so forth. And the most recent one that has gotten the most shares and views and all of that is the one where I'm telling you how to respond to someone when they say they're a DEI hire. That video has just blown up all over social media. So I'm giving you specific questions that you can ask when someone says, oh, they're just a DEI hire, which we know is rooted in racism, right? We know that's rooted in anti-blackness. We know it's rooted in white supremacy culture. We know this already. And it's funny, on one of the few platforms where people are able to comment, I got one comment from some random white guy. And he put in the comments, I bet you're a DEI hire. Oh my gosh. He's so unserious. I'm like, well, I blocked him, first of all. I don't entertain ignorance. I do not entertain ignorance, which is why my comments are off. But anyway, I blocked him, but I was thinking to myself, like, I'm a business owner, so yeah, I don't believe that's being a DEI hire in whatever racist way you were meaning that. Like, no. But anyhow, so you all love that video. Why? Because I'm giving you some tips. I'm giving you some tools that you can use in your communications about racism. You like that. You want more of that. I had another video from maybe 2 years ago where I gave you 3 questions that you can ask to break the ice when you're engaging in conversations about racism. That video blew up as well. And there's a pattern, and I could go on and on about this, but there's a pattern. You want the information for how to engage in these conversations with more confidence, with more tools, right? So that you can not only feel better about the conversation, but that you can engage in these conversations in a way that you don't shut down, where you're not letting your emotions drive you, where you are not opting out because you're not comfortable engaging in it, because you're not sure what to say or how to say it, or you don't know how to respond when somebody comes with these types of responses. You don't know how to respond to that. You know, you want that education, but most of you are not investing in it, which doesn't make any sense to me, which I don't understand. I don't understand it at all. You know you need it. You know you want it, right? So I say, hey, I'm hosting this 5-day challenge, politics edition. I'm going to teach you how to talk about politics and race and racism, right? With more grace, with more grit, with more confidence, with more compassion. Breaking it down for you. You don't have to avoid the conversations anymore. You don't have to embarrass yourself anymore. You don't have to feel awkward and uncomfortable. You don't have to feel lost. Like, what do I say? If they say this, then what do I say? How do I respond? I'm going to teach you exactly what to say and what to do. And most of y'all won't just take that step, go to the link in my profile and just sign up and join so that you can get the education. And here's the best part about this education and training. You get to have it for the rest of your life. That's the most beautiful part of all of this. You learn it once and you get to keep it for the rest of your life. It's like reading a book. You read a book, what you learn in the book, you get to keep for the rest of your life. So never again will you go into these conversations feeling like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to respond to that. I don't even know how to start the conversation. I certainly don't know how to respond if somebody says this to me or says that to me. Why don't you invest in the education then? Why don't you invest in the training? I'm offering it. It's there. It's at the link in my profile. You know? And my Anti-Racist Conversations Confidence Challenge series, it was a 3-part training series. Now this is part 4 of this training series. This series has been the most popular program that I've ever had. The most popular training program that I've ever offered. Out of everything that I offer, it's this series where people have signed up the most for my programs, which tells me people are looking for help and guidance with their communication, right? And besides that, it's not just general help, because you can go on Google, you can go on YouTube and search and whatever, right? More specifically, people who watch my videos, people who follow me on social media, they like and respect and appreciate the way that I communicate, and they say, I want to learn more from her because I like how she communicates. She knows what she's talking about. I'm getting so much value from these free videos on social media. She's the one that I want to teach me, right? Because I can already tell she has a lot to offer as it relates to that, right? So if you haven't invested in this 5-day challenge, Politics Edition, you can go to the link in my profile and sign up. It starts on Monday, so it's not too late. And then you may have some time after the challenge is over to still sign up and join and get access to it, but it won't be like live with me in real time. But I say all that to say, it's time to elevate. It's time to go to the next level. And I feel like I've been holding myself back for the past couple of years because I want to take as many people with me as possible. I want to reach as many people as possible. I want to help as many people as possible. And the truth of the matter is, I can't hold myself back waiting for y'all to catch up. I can't do that anymore. I can't do it anymore. You either need to keep up or you're going to have to catch up. And I'm not responsible for that. You choose whatever you want to choose. I'm elevating. I can't stay at Anti-Racism 101 for another 5 years. I can't do it. Like, I have put out enough free content. I put out enough videos for people who are at Anti-Racism Level 101 to learn from. I have offerings at the link in my profile that you can access and get some of that foundational education. But I have to continue to elevate, and I have to continue to expand and not contract. Okay? The more that I try to say, well, I don't want to go there because then I'm going to leave all these people behind, and it's not helping me. It's not helping where God is trying to take me with my platform. And so I can't do that anymore. So all that means is that change is coming. You're going to see some shifts happening starting in September. You'll see shifts happening with like my content, with my offerings, with kind of like who I'm speaking to type of thing. And you'll see the shift that you'll see is that I'm going to be speaking in a way to talk to those who want to become anti-racist leaders and not just be anti-racist followers. There's a difference. There is a difference between someone who wants to become an anti-racist leader in their sphere of influence, whatever that may be, right where you are. You don't have to do anything except to commit to becoming that and then make sure your actions follow that. People who want to be anti-racist leaders versus people who want to be anti-racist followers, okay? My focus, my audience is on the leaders. It's the leaders or the aspiring leaders, not people who just want to follow. I'm not interested in gaining more followers. It doesn't really do anything for me, to be honest. It really doesn't. If you're not investing in the education off of social media, me having more followers what is that? It's just like more people watching my videos and not investing in the work or not taking action on what they're learning. right? It's just more people who want to benefit from the free labor of Black women. And it's like, that is an energy suck. Have you ever been in a relationship where the energy that you bring to the relationship is not being matched by the other person? So they're just like draining your energy. It doesn't have to be a relationship. It could be a friendship. And it's like you're bringing all this to the friendship, and then your friend is just like constantly just taking from you, but never giving anything back. So it's like the relationship is one-sided. It's not like a reciprocal relationship. It's just one-sided. One person is benefiting, the other person is not. And that's how it feels on social media a lot of times, especially as your audience grows, because it's often just more people there to suck your energy, to suck out, education from you, free labor from you, but they're not reciprocating. They're not investing in the work. They just keep coming back to take and take and take and take, right? And that's draining. So I really would love to weed out those people who are only here for that purpose. There's so many other people that you can follow. This space is really for people who want to become anti-racist leaders in whatever space you're in. It could be in your family, it could be at your school, it could be in your nonprofit organization, at your job, in your business, whatever. It doesn't really matter. But you have that desire and a commitment to become that. Live by anti-racist values and principles. Live with anti-racist practices in your life every single day. That's what I'm here for, to create more anti-racist leaders, not to gain more followers. So you're going to see my content begin to shift. You're going to see my offerings begin to shift. Some of the things that I've been offering for the past few years or a couple of years or a year, you might see it disappear and go away and it's not available anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to go deeper with less people as opposed to doing more with more people. I'm not interested in that. I want to go deeper with the people who are really serious about this, who have a real commitment to it, who are ready and willing to invest in it, right? Because it's important to you. That's where I want to be putting my time and energy, and less of the, free people, free. They just want free education. They just want free labor. They just want, free content. It's like, enough of that. Enough is enough of that. Thank you, Paula. Paula's been rocking with me for years. Paula's a great example. So now I'm going to put some attention on you right now, Paula. Paula, I don't even know when you started following me, Paula, but she started following me maybe a couple of years ago. And when I tell you Paula has purchased every single thing that I've offered over the past few years, I have an anti-racist action plan and digital journal. I have my 5-day challenge. I have 2 5-day challenges now. I have so many things. You can go to the link in my profile and you can see some of the things that I offer. Paula has bought everything. She's done every single training. She's bought every single resource. She's in my Patreon community, right? So Paula, if I could just clone Paula, can I make like 1 million of you? Is that possible? Can I make 1 million Paulas? And I have other people in my community who bring that level of energy that Paula brings. Paula will randomly send me financial gifts without me asking. She just did that this week. Thank you, Paula. I appreciate you. She'll just send me a financial gift just to sow into the work that I'm doing, just to give me encouragement and say, keep going. You're making a difference. You're making a positive impact. So that's a reciprocal relationship. It's not transactional. That's a whole other thing. And that's an ugly thing. If you can search it maybe online, transactional allyship or transactional activism, it's a big fat no. Stay away from that. Not good. But Paula is a great example of a reciprocal type of relationship, right? Mentor, teacher, student, leader to leader. Because she understands that you have to invest. If it costs you nothing, you don't even value it the same way. If it costs you nothing, there's no accountability. There's no real commitment or investment. If you're not putting your money into it to the point where you feel a little uncomfortable, like, well, I just spent this money on this program, or I just spent this money on this resource, or I just spent this money on this 5-day challenge. I had sure better show up and do it. I did a challenge back in June for Juneteenth. It was a 30-day challenge for Juneteenth. I call it a celebration through education. And we did this challenge, I think, when did I start? I started it in May. I think it was like May 19th to June 19th. And some people, you know, signed up later than that or whatever. But, you know, people had access to the challenge for 60 days. And some people didn't do it during that time frame for whatever reason, lots of different reasons. But again, they emailed me. They said, hey, I didn't get to do it. I saw that I don't have access to it anymore. What should I do? And the thing is, you take things more seriously when you invest your money into it. I'm just saying. Just saying. The free stuff, you're like, right? And then there's no accountability anyway, so who even knows, right? You consume all this stuff online. Y'all are in these chats and the comments on social media saying all kinds of stuff, and it's like, but do the people who know you in real life know that you are anti-racist? Let me ask your kids. Is mom anti-racist? Let me ask your spouse. Are they really anti-racist? Let me ask your coworkers. Are they really Let me ask people at your church. Let me ask your next door neighbors. Are they really anti-racist? Because they be on social media in the comments saying all kinds of stuff. But are they really living it in their everyday life? Are they really living it out? And for a lot of people, the answer is no. Because you're not investing anything into it. It hasn't cost you anything. It hasn't cost you anything. And that's why I noticed too, when I'm trying to weed these people out, a lot of people don't want to invest into education, not because they don't have the money, but because once they get the education, then they don't have the excuses anymore. Like, you can't say, well, I don't know what to say. You just paid for a program that taught you what to say, though. So now how come you're not saying anything? Right? Ooh, so they're like, no, I don't want to learn. Because if I learn, then I have to be held accountable. Then I have to speak up. Then I have to do something with what I learned. Well, you should at least. Not everybody does, but you should. Okay? So I just came out here to let y'all know things are about to change. Things are about to shift. I am elevating. I am expanding. I am going to another level. I can't stay here and try to meet y'all where y'all are. Like, I'll meet you where you're at, but I'm not going to stay there with you. I'm going someplace else. So you can either keep up or you can catch up. That's all I got for you. I've been here for almost, next year is going to be 5 years, trying to help folks, trying to help you, trying to, wake up. Come on. Let's go. We got work to do. Here's the education that you need. Here's the guidance. Here's the support, right? And in all of the programs that I do, we start with mindset. Everything starts with mindset, always. So the 5-day challenge that we have starting on Monday, we're starting with mindset. Because if your mindset isn't right, everything else, leadership is not even an option for you if your mindset is jacked up, okay? So you have to make a decision. I'm not here to entertain you. That's not what this particular platform is about. I'm not here to entertain you, right? And I'm here to educate you only to a certain point, right? There's only a certain place where I'm trying to take you for free on here. All of my videos are really an invitation for you. If you saw that video, how to respond when someone calls someone a DEI hire, calls a black person a DEI hire, and that resonated with you, and you were like, oh, that's good. Oh, I didn't think to say that. Oh, that's a great question that I can ask, right? And you're like, yeah. You're sharing it. Yeah. Are you investing in the education so that you can continue to learn and become a better leader wherever you are? I'm not here to gain more followers. I'm here to create anti-racist leaders. So if you're only here to consume free education and benefit from my free labor every day, and you're here to suck energy out of me only to do nothing, that's not what we're doing here. That's not what we're doing here. So you may need to, exit stage left, kind of like back out slowly, like, I didn't know that's what you were doing here. I didn't know that. That's okay. That's okay. It's a revolving door. You can just, boom, take it right on out. Okay? Because that's not what I'm doing. It's like, I don't want that. I don't want that energy around me. I don't want that. I want people who are committed to becoming better anti-racist leaders and helping to create positive systemic change. That's all we're doing over here. And if you're not about that life, go on ahead and go with your people wherever your people are, because they ain't going to be here either. Okay? I ask God, help me to repel the people that are not about what I'm about. Help me to repel them. because I don't want them here in the space just taking up space, sucking energy. You got to be reciprocal here, right? And you can't stay in your comfort zone. If you look back and say, I became interested in anti-racism education back in 2020 after George Floyd was murdered, and you find that you're still kind of like in the same place-ish, you can't really see significant growth and progress for yourself since 2020, that's a problem. That's a problem. And you shouldn't be okay with that. You can't come in and out of this. That's why you hear me saying in every video, anti-racism is not a diet. It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. It's daily. Every day. It's not something that you do. It's who you are. So if and when the day comes where I'm no longer even offering anti-racism education, I'm not doing anti-racism education anymore. I have moved on to something else. Even if I'm not offering anti-racism education to the masses in this way, I will still be an anti-racist leader, because I will still be operating and living by anti-racist values and principles and practices. Whether I'm educating people every day or not, it's who I am. It's not what I do, right? Can you say the same? Can you say the same? All right? So ponder all that. Hopefully I'll see many of you in my 5-day challenge that starts on Monday. And if not, I want you to think about, I'm making some shifts beginning in September. So think about if this is really where you want to stay and hang around if you don't have any sort of interest or desire to become an anti-racist leader in whatever your sphere of influence is. Okay? Think about that, because I'm not trying to gain more followers. And I don't want to just hold a bunch of followers either. Like, if you're not doing what we're trying to do here, you don't have to stay. It's okay. Right? You ever been at a party? I'll close with this. You ever been at a party? Like, let's say I'm thinking about college right now. I remember going to parties in college, and like I go with a group of friends. We're at the party. We're dancing. We're having fun, And then I don't drink, right? And I've never drank my whole life. No alcohol for me or drugs, right? And so then, people start doing what they do, right? And then I can see the shift. I can see that, oh, okay, y'all are shifting into something else. Y'all are about to go do something else, which is fine. That's your business. I'm not doing that, so I'm going to go ahead and exit, because I'm not doing that with y'all. I'm not going to be here doing that, right? So this is a good time for you to evaluate. Do I want to keep following her? She keeps talking about creating anti-racist leaders and not gaining more followers, and people investing in their anti-racism education, not just consuming free content and doing nothing with it. Like, is that your vibe? Like, if we were at a party and that was like the vibe of the party, would you want to stay at that party? Or would you be like, you know what? It's about that time. About that time for me to go back to my room. Yeah, go home. Get in an Uber and Uber it on out of here. You have that space to decide that, right? But just remember, there should be some level of reciprocation. There should be some level of reciprocation. So just think about that. Think about that, because this work is very, very difficult. I know I make it look cute. It ain't cute, though. It's not. It's really not. So you should keep that in mind, okay? So those who are committed to the cause and not committed to your comfort, for those who are serious about becoming anti-racist leaders and not being anti-racist followers, welcome. You are home. You are home. Welcome home. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to connecting with you more in the coming months. I look forward to connecting with you in my 5-day challenge. Again, link in my profile for that. And we're gonna make the world better. We are world changers. We don't talk about it. We are about it, right? That's why you hear me say that all the time too. Don't talk about it, be about it. It's not about the words that you speak. It's about your actions that follow the words that you speak. Okay? Yes? We're all on the same page. Fantastic. Awesome. So I'll see you guys in my 5-day challenge. I'll see you on Patreon someplace. And yeah, it's time for a change. And change is coming. Change is here. Okay? Awesome. All right. Take care, y'all. See you later. Bye-bye. All right. We're off of Instagram, by TikTok. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you in my 5-day challenge, okay? Adios. Bye-bye. Facebook. Thank you for joining me. Let me know if you have any questions, and peace out. Bye.